What brought that on?
I wanted to do it before the break, and then I didn't want to mess up a streak, so I just kept it right. And I lost all respect at home when I shaved. Kids don't respect me anymore. They say I look too young.
Oh. So, okay.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
I did it on purpose.
Oh.
Sorry.
Coach Jarrett mentioned this morning there's basically 2 nights a year where he knows he's got to completely switch his mentality. That's when he guards Jokic. What type of mentality do you need from him tonight?
It's going to take a ton of resolve and determination. And, Jarrett, like his mindset is always to be the helper, right? He's always looking out and protecting everybody else. Jokic makes you have to be the guy that, the focus is on you and your matchup. So from that standpoint, that's where there's a switch in his mind of now, and this is, great for our team. They've got so much trust in him because they know he's going to have their back. Now it's the flip, and he's got to trust them that they'll have his back, because it's going to put you in some uncomfortable positions when you're guarding a guy, like Jokic, and trying to take the ball out of his hands. So you basically have to stay with him as much as you possibly can to eliminate his touches.
I think after the last time you guys played the Nuggets, I remember you saying something along the lines of didn't feel like you gave them your best shot. What has to change tonight?
Like anytime you come out of a game, and we went 18 for 32 from the free throw line, it just didn't feel like whatever it was. We started out well. I don't know if the altitude got the best of us and we started to overthink things or what it was, but we didn't give what I think our best shot is. We didn't play Cleveland Cavaliers basketball for 48 minutes. And, again, they're a good basketball team, and I think they took advantage of that for sure.
Tom Withers, AP. You look good, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You got to get some respect.
Jokic does so much well, dangerous in so many regards. Where is he the most dangerous?
It may not even be something that you quantify, but he makes his teammates so much better because they always believe they're going to get the ball when they're open. And that simplifies the game for them. So they're more willing to do difficult things, maybe over and over again, because they know the positive result is going to be the right play when the ball is in his hand. He's one of, if not the most unselfish, impactful big guys that we've seen in a long time. Like the ability to pass, but, to not care about scoring or whatever it is. Like his focus is like the ball's in my hands. I've got to play, make, and do whatever it takes to win. And then he has the ability, to make all the plays.
As far as Ricky's concerned, obviously you're sitting him tonight because you have a back-to-back tomorrow. When do you expect that to come off at some point, though, where he's going to be able to go either back-to-backs, or do you see that kind of throughout the rest of the regular season?
I think it's just something we'll keep an eye on. We've only got one more back-to-back, I believe, after this one tonight, so we don't have to face that too much. But with us and Ricky and all of our guys, all we want to do is err on the side of caution, understanding that this is, a ramp-up period for us, hopefully as a group. But his safety is the most important thing, and we'll always just monitor that, pay attention to how he's feeling, and then go from there.
Kelsey Rose of The Athletic, kind of going off of that, and yesterday we talked about, the paying attention to the small details and everything, especially in this stretch. How do you integrate Danny in this process because of that focus and down this stretch with like him just being so new?
It's what we can do. And we're fortunate because we do have more practice days, than we've had up to this point. So that'll be helpful for us as well. He is such a pro's pro. There's not a lot he hasn't seen. There's things defensively that we do that may be a little bit different for him, but he's intelligent enough to be able to pick those things up pretty quickly. So we're fortunate he is who he is. We're fortunate we do have the amount of practice days that we have, but it is a delicate balance of, integrating new bodies and disrupting old rhythms. So we'll be very careful and mindful of that as well. What's up, Chris?
Going back to Ricky for a second. So you've had 7 days off or so, and then this is the back-to-back tonight, tomorrow. Why rest him tonight and not tomorrow?
It was just a conversation with our medical group just to make sure that, again, we're just doing what's best for him and making sure that he's prepared to go when he's ready to go.
And then what is the greatest challenge for a coach coming off a 7-day layoff?
You just, whatever momentum or, rhythm that you had before the break, you don't know where it stands right now. That can be good, that can be bad. Guys in being with them the past couple of days do seem refreshed and do seem mentally rested. I was very impressed with where our guys were from a conditioning standpoint when we had our first practice Tuesday night. It wasn't like we had a bunch of guys just go home and sit on their butts and do nothing. They went home and continued to work, you could tell. So, you don't know the unknown, right, of where our mindset is. I thought we were in a really good place. Conversations, we appear to be in that same place, but we'll go out and find it after that break.
Daryl Ryder, 92 to the fan. Jimmy, perimeter, guarding the three-point arc has been challenging for you guys at time. I guess, what do you tell your guys about rotations and guarding that line? How can you kind of improve that defense so teams just don't tee off on you?
I mean, it's a conversation of, good shot, bad shot, contested shot, uncontested shot. When you look at the numbers for us, we contest, a high amount. Teams have shot above expected, so some of that is, basketball luck, so to speak. But you look at overall, how does it impact the rest of your defense? I think we still have been really good defensively overall. I don't think we give up a bunch of just uncontested wide open threes. So we keep talking about our closeouts. We keep talking about technique. We talk about breakdowns at the point of attack that may lead to some of those shots. But again, our defense has been pretty sound. Tonight, they'll stress that. So we got to do a great job of making sure we're great at the point of attack. We're shrinking the floor to start with because, they can put so much pressure on you with cutting to the paint and playing in the paint, which then if you're late, you're reacting. Now you're giving up more threes. So, tonight will be a great test for us. But again, we've been sound defensively for most of the year.
Joe Barr in the Athletic. If you had a vote, would you give it to Joker for MVP?
I mean, it'd be hard not to be honest with you. It's, and I like, this is a long roundabout story, but like for me, the MVP, it's changed what it's been over years, right? There's, to me, been years where like Michael Jordan could have won it 5 or 6 years in a row, right? LeBron James could have won it. Kobe Bryant could have won it. Where it's changed if it's, the best player in the game or if it's the most talented player on the best team. Is it the guy who's most impactful for his team? I think there's been a variance in how it's been voted for. It's hard to argue against him, this year, though, for sure.
And then you said something that was interesting about Danny maybe not being familiar with what you do defensively. Have you asked him if anything that you guys do is similar, like maybe when he played for the Lakers when they were big or anything like that?
No. Again, it's just a matter of when we are talking through things, our terminology is different for sure. So I think that's kind of, a lot of this breaks down to spots on the floor, which can be similar. The terminology of the guy that's in that spot on the floor and what his responsibilities can change. So it's just a matter of just teaching that and having those conversations with him. And again, he's bright and picks up things quickly, but we use different terms for a lot of things than is just typical NBA. So trying to help with that mostly.
Jeff Shadell, News Herald. I haven't had a chance to talk to you since Kevin Love buyout. And the last time we talked to you, you said there'd be minutes for him down the road. So my question is, are you going to miss him, do you think, in the stretch run and when the playoffs start?
I mean, we're going to miss Kevin regardless. I've talked a ton about what Kevin has meant to me as a person and me as a basketball coach. So we're going to miss him for sure. It's going to take other guys finding a way to fill, what Kevin was capable of. We don't know what we don't know yet, right? So the guys that are going to have to play in those clutch minutes, are they prepared for those minutes? Can they do the things that Kevin has done, historically? So this is great opportunity for us. And again, what we talk about with our guys is like, this isn't a 1-year deal for us, right? This is a long-term plan that we're putting in place. And the only way those young guys who haven't experienced it get better at it is going through it. So we'll see when the time is there.
So wrap it up. Oh, you got last one?
Is Ricky going to play tomorrow in Atlanta?
That's the plan. Yeah, that's the plan. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Oh, yes, I did.